I was going to do a deep dive into the Diablo Season 1 patch, but instead, we're going to show you some gameplay and go over my thoughts and feelings of this patch, how I received it after playing 3 hours on my druid I had rolled. So let's discuss these changes. So before we go deep diving further into this, you can see the patch notes in the description down below to see what actually has been changed, buffs, nerfs, and all of it. So I went in with my Grizzly Rage Dire Werewolf Druid thinking, yeah, the damage is going to be reduced. And it was, and honestly, the damage on my build didn't feel that terrible. What really hit me hard was the survivability nerfs. I really felt it as soon as I hopped into my first tier 56 dungeon, which I was running regularly with no issues before. Upon entering the dungeon, I was already noticing things were hitting a lot harder. But what I wasn't ready for was how quick I was going to die to just a random explosion effect on my character. When I ran into these exploding mobs, I would get destroyed immediately, and with how many things that explode in Diablo 4, it's a little bit crazy. Also, the amount of things that are now one-shotting me that would not one-shot me before really were doing the number on me. Mind you, I'm only going to be covering a lot of the stuff that I noticed playing my druid that changed so dramatically from what I was used to when I was playing pre-season 1. As they did other big nerfs, like there's experience nerfs as well. You can't power level as easy anymore because that got nerfed dramatically. The damage exploits, I get that they had to be fixed. I totally understand that. I have a short video where I actually got a billion damage crit, which I know is not what they intended for, which is fine. Like I said, the damage after the damage nerfs, it wasn't that bad for me, honestly. But the survivability nerfs, I'm having a hard time getting behind, because I was probably able to run up to Nightmare Dungeon level 70, and now it's a trudge to just go through a Nightmare Dungeon 50 plus. So it feels like the build that I have currently would not be as effective, but as you can see here in this little clip, just an exploding mob that would have did a chunk of damage to me, just one-shot me instantly. So I think overall with this patch, they overshot with a bunch of stuff. They tried to change too much too quick. I feel like they could have addressed all the exploits, and if they wanted to tweak some of the damage, that would have been fine as well. But I think nerfing everything into the oblivion was not the way to go. I still plan on rolling a character for Season 1 on Thursday and streaming it live, but I don't think I'd ever go back to my Eternal character with the way this patch worked out. And I'm really hoping that they can address and maybe backtrack on some of these changes, because things don't feel good in the Eternal realm, at least. But they did announce there is going to be a campfire talk on Friday, so I guess we can wait and see what they have to say then, and see if they're going to backtrack on any of these changes. Here's a glimpse of how this Nightmare Dungeon ended. By the end of the stream, I did manage to beat some of the higher level 50 Nightmare Dungeons, but it was a trudge. It was a lot of hard work. I feel like the balance on this patch was a little wonky, maybe needs to be revisited. I'm going to go into Season 1 optimistic, hoping the Malignant Hearts help out big time, but time will tell. Let me know your thoughts on the patches for the Season 1 in the comments below. I don't expect too much positive, but I still want to hear what you have to say. And feel free to check out one of our build videos for the Grizzly Rage Dire Werewolf, just to there. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming out, and until next time.